Alright, so I just wanted to give you a few pieces of advice from the practice we had after our game on, I guess it was Thursday now. So, yeah, I'll play it and then I'll talk about some points in it. Alright, so first we'll talk about this one here. Um, so it starts on the sideline here. Aaron has it. We have two cutters in the middle. We have little Aaron on the sideline. Um, let's see, he's supposed to clear. He does. Yeah, so he's out of there. Now, what I want you to think about is being a cutter from the middle. If you cut straight into this sideline, like straight at Aaron on like this angle is covered by Caleb, his mark. So there's no way that Aaron can throw it to either of you and Abby. You guys are both actually doing the same cut here. Um, so what needs to happen is, and you kind of do it, you need to go out and then come in more on a straightaway down the sideline, because Aaron can throw to all this stuff up in here, but he can't throw to this stuff up over here. So you want to go out and towards the sideline and then change direction and start coming in. And that's when the pass will come to you. Or if you beat your person at that out angle away, there could be a deep pass from Aaron. But the easiest pass is just going out and coming in down on this sideline. So right now, where Abby's cut into, again, is not a pass that Aaron can make because Caleb is guarding it. So she wants to be over here, coming from this deeper area straight down this sideline. When the force is forcing sideline, which is what happens when we're on the flick sideline, um, then we need to use this sideline up here. So um, what's good though is that Abby clears out of the way right away. Um, you guys are learning that stuff. And then you're coming in, but you're too close with Abby, and her defender's covering you. If you had gone more into this lane, again, if you had come down more on this lane, this would be an easy pass for Aaron to make up on the sideline. But because you come just from the middle straight in, you can't make that pass. If instead, this wouldn't really fit into the offense, but just from this situation, Liz is taking away kind of this side of you, so you can actually go do like an out and away from here, from where you're at right now. We call it a strike cut or like an upline cut from a handler spot, and you'd be going away and down, and it'd be a little harder pass for Aaron to make, a little deeper, but that's all open space right there. So I think what's happening is we're just not getting into this throwing lane. The lane is like here to here, and we never got into it, so that's why the pass never went off. Now, what does happen though, this is one final thing for this little clip, is Abby actually continues her diamond cut. Um, right, she comes kind of in and then clears out, and now she's curling around and she's going deep now. And this is kind of the second half of it now. So she came in, out, and she's back maybe to where she started now, and she's continuing through that point and should be curling in to into the sideline, out. I guess it's out. And actually Aaron tries to pass to her maybe, right there. So that's actually a good way to get open too, what I'm seeing. We just did it in our game on Saturday. Mindy does it a lot. It's just continuing, you know, from here out. You're just doing like that diamond shape. Just keep rotating deep out, deep in. And for here in this situation, Abby's going out, and Aaron might even be looking for her because she's got her defender beat, right? There's some separation there. There's a pass that could happen. If it's a little bit better pass, this could probably work. So, so right here you can see you stopped running. Um, you came in and kind of cleared and kind of just chilled right here, but you want to kind of look for your opportunities. And more often than not, if you continue your run deep, if you have the energy and the like stamina to do that, that will set up a good deep look for whoever has it. And that's what Abby does here. Um, See, you kind of stopped running there and she kept going. Granted, that is just a really crowded situation. I think the timing, we're still learning how to do this right, so the timing was just thrown off there, but there's still things that we can take away from that. Okay, so another turnover. We'll watch this offensive sequence here and then we'll talk about it. So we'll go back to the start. All right, so even before the turnover, you and Liz, you're guarding her is good. Now on the turnover, what's good is you're moving to get into your spot. You can see you're running right there because Aaron's gonna looks like he's gonna pick it up right away, which I would like us to do. The quicker we can move and not let defense get set, it'll be better for us. So if the handler's on the same page as that and you're running to get into position to do an in cut or an out cut, that's just better for our offense. So it's good to see you moving into position here. And at this point, we just need all the clutter to clear, right? So no one does an in cut here because Josh is still here. I don't know if there's a defender behind him or not. But yeah, you definitely don't want to cut into this while it's still crowded. So now it's kind of cleared out, and Abby sees it from over here, and she takes off into this force side space. This is a better cut from the middle than before, right? Because she's in the force side lane. All this middle of the field is all the force side where Aaron can flick to. These are throws that Caleb is giving him. He's giving him flick throws. So we want to be open on the flick side. And so Abby does a good job getting in there. And she just goes straight to the frisbee, puts her hands up. And pass could have been thrown earlier, and then we would have caught it maybe up here a little sooner. But she was open. It was a good run. And for her, what Daniel does here is good. It looks like actually you're coming in and Daniel's coming in. It's it's probably better for you to come in. Well, for now, Eugenia is taking away the flick, so Daniel's on the open side and you're kind of covered just based on this situation. Um, but but for our cutters, and we'll see this again later, is I want our cutters to be throwing passes up the field. So Abby looks up the field. She probably could throw this. She's a lefty. So for me, this is an easy throw. It's a right hand backhand. But for her, she's a lefty, so it's kind of a harder throw because Eugenia's on the left, or is defending her left hand backhand. Um, so she can't get that off. But I definitely want our cutters to be looking to do those continues and to have our cutters look to get next pass from them. So that's really good there. And now Eugenia's on the forcing the flick throw from Abby. So before that, we'll just look at what you do here. Abby catches it, and right on that catch, you can see you're already like in a running stance to get ready to go. And you run right by Liz, and Liz is really fast. And so this just shows you that if you time your runs well, you can get 1, 2 steps and you're past them. And if it takes, if they don't realize what you're doing in that short amount of time, you're already past them. If Eugenia's not blocking this, you're wide open right now. Even though you're only 1 step away, because your whole body's in front of her whole body, a pass that comes straight on this line is gonna, there's no way Liz can do anything. She'd have to go through your body to stop that. Or she'd have to take this big roundabout way of getting around you, and that's just not going to happen. So yeah, your timing here is really good. Abby doesn't have that throw like we said before, but it's a good run. And then you don't hang out there, you clear out of the way. Typically we clear into the backhand side, into the break side, doing like a clockwise rotation. So here you're going kind of back into the middle of the field, which is counterclockwise. I think it's okay as long as we're clearing out of the throwing lane so the next person can get in there. Yeah, so it works either way. But typically we teach you come in and then you go to the break side, out, and you come back in on the force side. All right, so you did really good here to recognize, um, well, it kind of seems like you run in all the time, regardless of the situation, which is fine. You're just anxious to get in there and do stuff. But this is actually the point where you are the primary cutter. So you see we have 4 cutters across the field. We have 3 handlers, and um, the force is flick. So both of these cutters are kind of out of the play right now because they're covered by the mark. And the force is flick, so it's anything over in this area. Josh is shorter. He's shorter in the field. He's like, he's like parallel, so we won't gain yards by getting to Josh. So then our only cutters that DJ's looking at is you and little Aaron. And Aaron's kind of too far away, so it's really just you. So you're the primary here because you're in this flick lane here. So you're already in the lane, now you can just come straight in, and that's why DJ passes it to you. Versus if Abby were to come in, she'd be covered by Joe. If Daniel came in, he'd be covered by Joe. So this is you, you're in the throwing lane, and so you can come in. You're already deep in the field too. So being deep, you can come in. If you started off like right here, you can't really come in at all, because you won't be able to get separation from her. So this is really good. You start all this on that catch, DJ's catch. He's a good thrower, so we want to make sure we are being active as a cutter for a good thrower. He has it. We know the mark is established. The mark is taking the backhand away, so the flicks are free. And so I want to make a run into the flick side. and so you see it, and then right there you brake, hard stop, and you take off under, and Liz doesn't have enough time to react. You put your hands out. DJ already sees it. You see how DJ's already loaded up and ready to go with his hand drawn back, and he's ready to flick this to you because you just got that 1 or 2 steps in front of her. He knows you're wide open. All right, so that was really good. Yeah. So you catch it, and you turn to look downfield, which is what we want to do with our cutters. I think part of it is you just need to get more comfortable in this position. So now what we have is Daniel. You have cutters Daniel, Abby, and Aaron in front of you. So that's who you're looking at. Abby is probably the most likely. If you had a big throw, you could throw it to any 3 of these. Just throw it out into space. But right now, I don't think you have that big throw, so you want to have an undercut into this, the side that Liz is giving you, which is gonna be right there. She's giving you a flick, right? Because she's taking your backhand away. And so Abby does a good cut. She goes out and in from that break side spot, comes out, and she comes in. And she's actually open right here, and you see her. The throw, we still need to work on, but it is the right throw to make. Maybe her being this close, it makes it harder to complete it. Actually, close passes, because they happen so quickly, the timing is kind of hard, and it just is maybe hard to catch because it's so close. So maybe Abby would want to start out further and come in, so it can be a little bit longer throw, and it's easier to throw and catch. So I want to encourage this. I think DJ was talking with you about it. This is definitely what we want our cutters to do, to turn and look downfield till like 4 or 5 in the stall count. At least give 1 or 2 people a chance to get open for you. And if it's a wide open throw, which Abby was wide open, and you feel like you have that throw because you've been practicing and working on your throws in your own time or at practice, like I want you definitely to make that, or feel comfortable that you're allowed to make that. But one other thing, looks like you lift your foot again here. Your left foot's got to stay in the ground until the frisbee is released. Otherwise, it's a travel. That's just kind of a minor thing. Another minor thing is you make the catch and your stance is here. So you have your hips and your chest and your shoulders are all square to this area. But you don't want to throw to this area, you want to throw to this area. So we want to spin our body around 90 degrees here and get facing, our chest, hips, and shoulders all facing straight away downfield. So we're in a good position to throw. You eventually get there, but you see you're gathered, you're in control right here, but you're standing sideways. So it looks like you want to throw it that way, but you don't want to do that. I know you don't want to do that. You want to go up in here. And so it's going to be hard to flick from this position. So what you end up doing is you do eventually work yourself around kind of right there. Now you're in the correct position. I would just do this right off the bat, and you just got to get comfortable with it. Turn completely to downfield and look at your next passes. And really quick here, this is just defensively, which we're working on as a team. Where'd you go? All right, so you have an unfortunate throw here. It's a turnover, and instead of thinking about it and being like, oh, what could I have done better? What did I mess up at? Or like feeling down about it, like you take maybe a split second and then you're back into it, you know. So that's really good. You're not sulking, you know you have to guard Liz. And so I just wanted to show right there, you're turning to get into position. I think you actually get into kind of like a, right here, you see you get kind of low here. And this is good, getting low and getting like in an athletic stance, what I call it, versus kind of standing, you know, straight up and down. Right here, you're kind of ready to go left or right, out or in, and you're on the correct side of Liz. Um, and he hasn't even picked it up yet, and you're already ready to play defense. And so they don't end up making this throw to Liz. She's not open because of how you're guarding her. Um, yeah, so it's just a good thing that you did there to play defense right away, even after a turnover. I guess we'll watch it through. All right, so there's a it got knocked out of Abby's hands, so we'll just see what happens before that. All right, so here's the turnover. Aaron's going to pick it up. You're going downfield here to this middle position. You really like this middle two-person position here. Um, just a side note, we don't have to be locked into these spots. You can float out here, maybe, I don't know, non-verbally communicate. DJ goes in the middle and you come out here while this is still being brought in. Maybe you're tired because the middle's kind of a tiring, a lot of running spot. You can go to the outside and look more for a deeper continue. Just keep in mind all these positions are fluid. All these cutters are fluid. They all play each other's positions. But either way, all right. So you're in a good spot here. It's getting tapped in right now. Are you starting to run? Yeah. So as it's tapped in, you can see you're already like running. And so this is really good timing. This is what we want all of our team to do. I think Daniel's actually coming in too behind these guys, but this is not his run to make. He should be sagging out and be waiting for you to clear and then coming in after you. So you're coming in at great timing. This must be a bigger gap than it looks like on the video because Aaron makes this throw right to you between these guys. Yeah, so you see Daniel was in there too. You got Daniel, DJ, and you all in that kind of area. Handlers just need to hang back a little more and give our cutters room to move. Daniel needs to stay on the sideline a little more and be just doing the opposite of you. So if you're coming in, he should be going out. If you're going out, then he can come in. But good cut, good timing. And then again, you're looking downfield. You could, if you have it, take it, you know, but it's not bad. DJ's here and he looks like he is open here. So you're looking at him too. Looks like you could dump it to him and allow him to make another pass. When it's in the hands of our handlers, our offense opens up a lot more because DJ has a lot better throws than a lot of our cutters. So does Josh. Um, so that's just something to think about. If there's immediate options you have to continue it down the field, definitely take that as a cutter. But if there's not, or there's a handler that is wide open right next to you, you know, it's not a bad idea to just dump it off to him and you can go downfield again and get set up for another cut. So either way, Abby comes in from the middle, a good spot to come in from when it's on this sideline. All these cuts from the middle are open flicks for you, which is what she's forcing. You actually backhand it to her. But this time we make it happen, so it's good stuff. And then you get out of there, and you're set up again. So that could have been kind of the exact same thing. You got it to Abby up the field, maybe a couple more yards, but you could have gotten it to DJ while he was kind of uncovered. Um, and it wouldn't have been up the field as much. It'd be a little more in the middle of the field, which is good. So it's just thinking about what options we have, and we have to make split-second decisions. Um, so it's just getting a feel of what's best for the offense in those situations. Um, so, so here they're saying it got knocked out of her hands. All right, so, um, well, I guess we'll watch it through first. All right, so now we'll go back. All right, you are on this sideline, you're the rail. So again, if you come straight in from here, you're covered, right? If you come in from where Daniel's at, you're good. But you want to come in from deeper than where Daniel's at right now. Because if he just comes straight in, it's going to be so fast, he's going to get maybe 3 or 4 steps in, and then Abby's going to realize he's cutting in, and then he's going to be right on top of her before she even gets a chance to throw it. So that's why we want to start from deeper, and then you get your 3, 4 steps coming in, and then they realize you're coming in, and then they make the throw, and you catch it, deeper in the field. All right, so we just need longer runs for this stuff to happen. Um, you actually um, know that Abby has to move out of here. All right, so you tell right there, you tell Abby you have to clear out, and that's exactly right. She maybe was thinking about something else at the moment, and she was like, "Oh, you're right." And so she gets out of there. It's good. Draws her defender out. Now this is all open. For you, again, I would like you to be not just standing still and coming in, but you can be standing still and then start, walking deep. You don't even have to run. You can just kind of walk. I'm not doing anything. Defender, don't pay attention to me. And then split second, you have quick feet, and you just boom, you start coming in from that. So you get deeper, and then once she's clear, she's not clear yet. So even though you're in front of Liz, DJ cannot pass it to you because you're still covered by Abby and Eugenia. So what you want to have happen is you start from deeper and then come in, um, and you want this lane to be clear before you come in. It's very important. Otherwise, you're wasting your energy. So right now, you're clear of Abby and her defender, and DJ sees it, but he's not ready to throw yet. He doesn't have his elbow or wrist ready. So this is a pretty tight throw, so he's probably not going for it because it's going to be so bang bang. It may be tough to make this completion because you're running in. He's going to throw it at you. It's going to be a high velocity pass, and it's just going to be a hard thing to complete. So we'd want you to, instead of just coming in, you want to fade out, maybe 50%, 20% speed, and then as soon as this is clear, that's like the green light, and like go, just go, come in hard, and then he'll pass it to you like he did on the on this other play over here. So you don't get it, but you clear out. That's the right thing to do. You're covering here on defense.
Nice catch, Liz.
Alright, and then I just have a couple defensive things here, and that'll be it. Alright, so here we have a turnover. Here the turnover just happened. This is you and Liz, and you're on offense, right? And you're trying to do your stuff, but then there's a turnover. Now our mentality has to switch to being defender, um, and we're forcing flick. We know we're forcing flick, so we want to make sure we're defending the force side of Liz and all the people. So we want to be on this side of Liz. So right now you're on this side. Right? So as soon as this turnover happens, just be like, oh, that sucks, but I'm gonna jump over here 1, 2 steps over, turn and face my person, be on my toes, and know that she's gonna want to get open up here in this open area, assuming our mark gets set and takes away this backhand, this area. So let's see. There's a turnover there. Liz is in front of you and on this side. You still have time if you're quick enough to um, get on the correct side of her. Right now you're running down the field on the wrong side of her. Okay, so the mark is set, so there will be no backhand throws around here. There'll be only flicks up to here. Liz knows that that's going to be a good cut for her to make after these guys clear. So you're still allowing that cut to happen. It doesn't feel like she's really open and dangerous, but she's actually very dangerous right now because she has you on the wrong side of her. So anytime she decides to come up on this angle, you're gonna not be able to do anything about it because you're on the wrong side. And that's what she does right there. The pass isn't made. I'm not sure why it's not, because she's literally wide open right here. Maybe these guys are too close, or maybe they didn't see her doing it. But this is a really good run by Liz. This is what we call an upline or a strike cut. What I would like you to do instead, what I usually do in this situation is I'll let this person run by me. I know I have to get over to this side, and unless I'm super fast and I can outrace her and get in front of her and then come around, that's probably not going to happen. What I will do is slow down, allow her to keep running down the field, and just slow down just enough so that I can pass behind her, right? And then so now I'm on this side. I'm going to be tailing her a little bit, but she's going to be a little deeper in the field, right? But I'm going to be on the correct side of her. So any point in here, well, before she starts coming in, you want to let her run by you, just maybe one step, a split second of running by you, just so that you have the clearance to come and start working over to this side of her. You have to get into this side of her. Yeah, so you can do that at any point. Probably right here. Here's probably where I would slow down, stop running as hard, allow her to keep running, and then I'm going to sweep in behind and cover this side. Alright, so she's still running straight. I could be over on this side of her now, stopping this upline. The mark is set. Right, so really good cut by Liz. We were just caught on the wrong side, but in a game this happens a lot. And then this is the second defensive thing to look at on this point. Alright, so in this situation, you're in actually good position. Well, you are pretty far away. If this mark is not very good and they're going to allow break passes, or if the thrower is really good and he's allowed break passes to this side, we have to play more honest. So you want to close this distance. You want to be closer to her because you can no longer count on this guy's passes only coming in this area. So Roy's pretty good. He has good throws, and he did a good throw here in order to get it to Liz. He curved it around this way as a flick throw. It's a hard throw to do. Not many people could do that, but when you know there's a good handler, a good person with a disc, you just have to play closer to your person, and it's harder to play that way because you got to follow them literally wherever they go. Um, but it's just what you have to do. So you are on the right side of her. Like she can't come in and do anything on this side at all because you beat her there. But there's a huge gap here where he can get it to her um, just because he has that throw. So knowing he has that throw, you want to take 3, 4 steps closer to her. You can still stay on this side of her, the force side, but you want to be settled up in here. So if somehow this guy gets throws over to this far side, um, you can actually make an attempt to stop that as well. It's not your responsibility to stop throws over here, it's this Mark's responsibility to do that. But if it's a really good thrower or an inexperienced teammate that we have, which happens, we just have to adjust as defenders. Alright, so there's the throw. It's coming in. You're actually a little under her and on the force side. You put a hand out, like you almost could have gotten it, but
Nice
yeah,
catch, Liz.
just a good throw. So yeah, I just want to show you some stuff that you're doing well and a couple things that you can kind of change or alter a little bit. Um, but what I really like is you stay active as cutter. You should be running a lot, and I just posted another video about Mindy and Abby, how much they ran in doing those diamond cuts. And that's kind of what horizontal stack is. It's not a bunch of standing around, it's a bunch of running, long, under, long, out, back and forth, uh, and we'll be open. Like you were open a lot. And as our team learns to do that and work together with each other doing that, we'll just find more opportunities to score and play well together. So that's all. Let me know if you have any questions about any of this.